కృష్ణ గారు మీరు కూడా ఇస్తున్నారుగా. Okay, so in the last two classes, we covered the basics of DevOps, and so what are the different types of Java, different types of coding languages which are used by the developers, and what are the different types of runtime environments we have seen in the last classes. And also yesterday we have created the account in the AWS also. Okay. Let me show my account also. Before that, we will discuss some points. So we know that in the last class, one of the points that we were discussing, most of the cloud computing providers like AWS, Azure, or Google GCP, or IBM Bluemix, and Alibaba. So we have some types of cloud providers are there. So Amazon is providing a service that is called AWS, Amazon Web Services. AWS full form Amazon Web Services. Is my voice is audible to all? Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Krishna garu, I think the problem is with you. I think please check your headset. The problem is with you.
సార్ మల్టిపుల్ డివైస్ లాగిన్ అవడం వల్ల ఎక్కువ వస్తుంది.
Okay.
ఫోన్ లో ల్యాప్టాప్ రెండిట్లో అయ్యారు ఆయన కృష్ణ సార్.
Okay.
రెండు పక్క పక్క ఉన్న వాళ్ళు ఏమవుతుందంటే ఎక్కువ క్రియేట్ అవుతాం.
Yes. So Amazon providing the service that is called Amazon Web Services, and Microsoft that is providing service called Azure. So actually we have Microsoft service called Azure. Here one important point is Azure is different and Azure DevOps is different. So both are different services. Azure and Azure DevOps. So both are different. Azure services are nothing but different services, but Azure DevOps nothing but is purely the services which are related to DevOps. Okay. So anyway, we can call that as the service as Azure. And next, Google providing the service called GCP, called as Google Cloud Providers. IBM is providing
గూగుల్ క్లౌడ్ ప్లాట్ఫామ్ అనుకుంటా సార్ అది.
Google Cloud
ప్లాట్ఫామ్.
Google Cloud Platform. So IBM is providing a service named as Bluemix, and Alibaba also there. So that is also providing the service, the cloud service. Okay. So if you learn any one of the cloud, so the working with the remaining is almost similar. So depending on the company, so the service provider may be different. So most of the companies are using AWS and Azure. Almost all 80% of the companies, 80 to 90% of the companies are using AWS and Azure. Okay. So if you learn any one of the provider service means the same thing, we can work on the remaining. So whatever the cloud service it is, so the objective of the cloud services is providing the three types of services. So this is already I mentioned in the last class: IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS. So here IaaS stands for infrastructure as a service. Infrastructure as a service. Whereas PaaS nothing but platform as a service. And SaaS stands for software as a service. So what is the meaning of this? Means infrastructure. So we know the meaning of infrastructure. It is nothing but physical equipment. So the function of any cloud provider is to provide the infrastructure itself. So the customer no need to purchase any physical hardware at their location. So when he check the package from this any cloud provider, so according to the package, the infra may be different. Some disturbance.
Sir, in between your voice is breaking.
Okay. So infrastructure means nothing but the physical equipment, nothing but servers, etc., networking, everything that can be taken care by the cloud provider itself. The customer is only bothered about their code application itself. So he no need to bother about the physical equipment, cost, everything. So that is provided by the cloud provider itself. Next, platform. So platform means so where these applications are to be executed. So those platforms. I think, but for Amazon, we have EBS, Elastic Beam Stack is there. One service is there. Similarly, for Azure, we have Windows Azure. So such services are there. Those are nothing but platform as a service. So when we're going to discuss about TBS, you can understand. So what is meant by PaaS? That is platform as a service. The software as a service means, and yesterday I already mentioned. So no need to install any separate packages in your local machine. So those are come with the OS itself. That means the providers can itself they are giving these third-party softwares inbuilt. So no need to again download from the internet and install in your local. So those are come with the provider itself. So that is nothing but SaaS, software as a service. So as we are discussing about the AWS. So in the AWS we have a lot of services out there. In AWS we have lot of services. Say 200 plus services are there. Total 200 plus services are there, but out of 200 plus we are using a very few services. Say 20. Mostly we are using the common services are 20. Nothing more than that we are using. So among the one of the basic services, the creation of EC2 instance. So what is meant by EC2 instance? EC2 instance nothing but here instance is nothing but a machine. Instance is nothing but a machine. Machine means nothing but a computer. You can call a computer. Okay, so if a customer want to run his application, so he need to purchase the systems, and in that systems, those systems we can call as a servers. So in that physical servers, they can install the application and they can run the application. So, but when he go for the cloud service, so that physical machine can be given by the cloud itself. So that physical machine that is maintained by the cloud. Okay, I'll show the physical machines for the Amazon. Amazon data centers. Those physical machine centers are called as data centers.
కృష్ణ సార్ హలో కృష్ణ సార్ సార్ ఏమనుకోకుండా ఒక్కసారి ఈసీ టు స్టార్టింగ్ చెప్పరా? కృష్ణ సార్ ఫోన్ చేశారు 2 minutes అని పని చేయట్లేదు అని చెప్పేసి నేను మిస్ అయ్యాను ఒక్క హాఫ్ మినిట్. ఈసీ టు
చూపిస్తాను నేను.
ఈ సర్వీసెస్ అయిన తర్వాత ఒక్కొక్క
it is visible, right?
yes sir.
Okay, so this Amazon Web Services, so it is launched in the 25 regions. It is available in the 25 regions and it is having 81 availability zones. 81 availability zones. I will tell you what is meant by 81 availability zones. Regions means you know that. So after logging into your console, okay, you can able to see the regions. Yesterday you have changed Mumbai is one region, and some North Virginia is some region. So Africa, so that is one region. So like that, we have 25 regions are there, and each region have some particular zones, availability zones. That means the data centers are available in the particular zones. They are called as 81 zones. And next one here, 8 announced zones, that is future purpose. And here 245 countries and terrorists are served. That means that terrorists are served. That means this AWS providers can be available in 245 countries across the globe. Okay, so we have all. So this is a map. So you can see where this is available. The cloud providers are available. So regions, you can call the regions, and this orange circle nothing but it is indicating the future. So in our India, so it is the Mumbai. So it is launched in 2016. You can see here. So we have 3 availability zones in Mumbai. We have 3 availability zones are there. So I'll tell you what is meant by availability zone. While launching the VPC, you can get that. So what is the benefits of AWS? So first thing is most important, security. So the most important feature is why we are going for cloud means the first and foremost feature is security. So in our when you install in your local, so 24/7 365, you need to monitor the systems about the security and physical hackings. And about the cost and maintenance, everything you need to take in care. But as you are moving to the cloud, so that those risks are taken by the cloud provider itself. The first and foremost is high security. So availability. So the application is available continuously. Continuously, it is available to the customer. And performance. So the application will not down at any time performance wise. So it is very, very high. So likewise, you can have so many other advantages. So scalability. So I already mentioned auto scaling. So increasing the number of instances, decreasing number of instances. Flexibility. Flexibility means you can change as per the workload. You can switch the number of instances. Okay. So likewise, we have so many advantages of going for this AWS. Okay. Physical data center. AWS. See, all these are nothing but data centers only. All these are whatever you are seeing. These are racks. Okay, so in that racks, so each and every racks have multiple servers are there. Each and every rack is having multiple servers are there. All are physical servers. All are physical servers, and these are connected by the switches and routers. Everything continuously monitoring and highly secure. So this is the outer look. So outer look of this Amazon data center, you can see here. So one of the Amazon data center, this is outer layer. So internally, you can see so number of. So see, this is a one more view. So all these blocks are nothing but, so those are each and every data center. That is physical servers exist in these locations. So they are continuously monitored by the providers itself. So customer is no need to bother about this one. Highly secured, very highly secured. So see, this is Ireland region. So EU West 1, so data center. Likewise, you can search any the data center, okay, across the globe. Here also you can see the details, the number of availability zones in each and every. Okay, so coming to our topic. Here, what is meant by EC2 instance? What is meant by instance? Instance is nothing but a machine, a physical server that is you are going to launch. That is you are going to launch. Okay, so for the creation of instance, we require VPC. So we require VPC. So what is VPC? VPC is called as virtual private cloud. Simply we can call it a network. So because to connect the machines, okay, we need a network. We need a network. So for example, so let us take in a simple scenario here. Let us take two machines. Okay, let us take two machines which are having two different IPs. Say 172 dot some 4 dot some 80 dot some 3. So one other machine is having a different address like 34.67.88.3. So if the two machines are having different address, different IP address, it is very difficult to work with such machines. Okay. So let us take similarly instead of two machines, let us take it 100 machines are there. So if the 100 machines are having the different IPs like this, so like this, if the 100 machines are having different IPs, so it is very difficult to remember those IPs, and it is very difficult to work with those with IPs because all are in different range. So see, this is starting with 172. So this machine IP is starting from 34. So there is no connectivity here. Connectivity means here these two are not in a network. These two are not in a same network. Okay, so for such machines, it is very difficult to work. So for that, what we are doing means, so we are that first we are calculating how many machines we require. So based on that, so we are creating a network such that all the machines should be in the same network. All the machines should be in the same network. Same network means the starting numbers of IP should be same. For example, for your understand point of view, I'm saying one example. So mostly all of you are working in the college itself, right? So in the college we have so many machines. So for CSE department we have some laptops, some computers are there, for electricals, for machines lab, so for mechanical. So for different branches are having different computers, and each and every system has its own IP. All, if you observe, all the IPs are starting with a common. The first two letters are same, 192.168. The remaining two will be different. The remaining two numbers will be varied, or sometimes so one more number will be also constant. So this number only different. Okay, so how these numbers will be decided? How to fix these numbers? So these numbers are fixed. It depends on the requirement. Depends on the requirement. So let us take. I'll say clearly about this one. So any IP that is having 4 numbers. Any IP that is having 4 numbers. So each number is ranging from 0 to 255. Each number is ranging from 0 to 255. That means each number is each number occupies 8 bits. Each number occupying 8 bits. So we know that 2 power 8 is nothing but 256. So 256 means 0 to 255. That means each and every letter X that is starting, the starting number is 0 and the final number is 255. Okay, again, based on that, we have some classification. So class A, class B, class C, class D, class C. So don't bother about the classes, but irrespective of the classes. So, for example, I'm fixing the first number now. I'm fixing the first number. Let us take 192. So here x dot x dot x dot k. So now I'm writing this IP /8. I'm representing this IP as /8. Why I'm writing this /8? Because out of 4 numbers, the first number is already occupied. the first number is already occupied. That means the first 8 bits are already occupied. So /8 is representing the, so the first number, first digit is occupied. So where 8 is representing nothing but first number is occupied. Okay, now I'm blocking the two numbers now. Let's take 192.168. So x dot x. Now what is the number here? So what is the number here? Here I'm locking the first two numbers. Here I'm locking the first two numbers. So now what is the number here? Please tell me, what is the number here?
16.
It is 16. Why? Because here the first two numbers are occupied. So this is already fixed. So this already occupied with 8. This already occupied 8 bits. 8 plus 8, 16 bits. That is occupied here. Let us fix the third number. So 192.168 and let us take 34.x. Now here the first three numbers are occupied. First three numbers are occupied means here we can represent
24.
here we represent 24 by 24. Now one more last one. So 192.168 say 45 dot say 34. Now here we are representing this with
32 bit.
32 bits. So here what is this representation? So this representation is nothing but this representation is giving the number of machines that you are going to use. So can anybody tell me, so with this IP 192.168.45.34, how many machines can I work with this machine, with this IP? How many machines can I work? Anybody? With this IP, how many machines can I work?
45 machines, I think.
See, each and every machine has unique IP. Each and every machine has unique IP. Since here all the bits are occupied, so that means you are allocate this IP only for single machine. Got the point? It's very normal point. It's each and every machine has own a single IP. If two friends are there, so the IP for the two laptops is different. It's not same. Maybe the first three numbers will be same, the last number will be different. So with a single machine, we can connect, we can use for a single laptop, that is single machine. Single IP can be used for a single machine, not for two machines, right? If you use the same IP for two machines, what happened? If you use a single IP for two machines, so what happened? IP conflict will be there. IP conflict will be there. So only one machine that is going to work at the time. Sometimes two machines are not working because it is throwing the other IP conflict. So that means with this IP range, with this IP address, so we can allow, we can use only one machine. Now, see here, let us go for this machine, this IP range. So 192.168.34x. So with this IP range, how many machines can I work? I already told you.
8.
So here X is ranging from 0 to 255. X is ranging from 0 to 255. So that means 2 power 8. So 256. 256 machines you can work, but out of 256, two numbers are occupied. That means two numbers are occupied for other works. So you can work with the 254 machines. You can work with 254 machines. Got the point? So here X is ranging from 0 to 255. So 0 to 255 means 256. Total number is 256 machines. But with 256, out of 256, two numbers are occupied with some internal applications. Internals are applications, so two numbers are busy. So those two numbers are nothing but the first number and the last number. Let us take this same IP, so 192.168.34.0. This first number and 192.168.34.255. So these two IPs are busy with internal operations. For that X can be ranging from 1 to 254. So therefore, the total machines you can work is 254. Okay. So now, if the organization is small, okay. So if it is having only 200 machines, let us take, then you can go for this IP address range. Then you can connect 200 machines easily, simply by changing this X number. You can allocate 254 machines. You can allocate the 254 IPs to 254 machines. Understand? So now come to here. So now with this IP address range, so how many machines can I work? Here 8 plus 8, so total 16. So 2 power 16. Okay, here 8 number. So it is nothing but so here total two slots are empty here. So you can vary these slots. So that means 2 power 16. So 2 power 16 means it is 65,536. 65,536 machines you can work. But out of 65,536, 2 are occupied. 2 numbers are occupied, so that remaining is 65,534 machines you can connect, you can work. That means 65,534 IPs you can give to 65,534 machines. So now similarly, if you go for this one, so it is 8 plus 8 plus 8. So total 24. So 2 power 24. So 2 power 24. We need to calculate that. Okay, so once again I'll explain the same thing here. So any IP that is starting, any IP that is having 4 numbers. So x dot x dot x dot x. Each number can be changing from varying from 0 to 255. So that is each number occupies 8 bits. So 2 power 8. 2 power 8 means 256. So 256 means 0 to 255. That means each number can be occupied. So 256 numbers. Okay. So for example, we are giving examples for different IP ranges by fixing the first number. Okay. For example, if this is the case, so you can work with n number of machines. Okay, 2 power 32 machines you can work. If you fix the first number, so what happened? The first number is fixed here. So the last /8, this /8 is representing how many number of bits are occupied. How many number of bits that are occupied. So here you are fixing the first number 192. Therefore, 8 bits are occupied. So remaining 3 are empty. So we know that every X can be varying from 0 to 255. Therefore, you can work with 2 power 24 machines. You can work with 2 power 24 machines. So if you are fixing the first 2 numbers, so then this is occupying 8 bits, the second number occupying 8 bits. So total 16 bits that are occupied. And 16 bits are empty, remaining 16 are empty. Therefore, 2 power 16, that number gives 65,536. Out of this, so 2 are busy and the remaining machines are this one. So here also 2 power 24 minus 2. So the remaining machines you can work. The first number and last number, those two are fixed. First number, that is 0, and the last number, that is fixed. Next, if you fix the third number, so The three numbers are fixed here. Therefore, 24. Here, 3 bits are occupied here. So 3 numbers are occupied means, so 3 8s are 24 bits are occupied. Only one is you can variable. So we know that already X is varying from 0 to 255. Therefore, 256 minus 254 machines you can work. So here you are occupying all the 4 bits. So therefore 32 bits are occupied. So this is nothing but with this IP we can work with only a single machine. Understand? So if you go to this IP calculator, you can get clear idea. Let's take. So this is IP calculator, that is a tool we are using for calculating the number of machines. So let us take the first one. So 192. So take this. So 192.0.0.0/8. To calculate this one. So see here. So this is the address, the starting one. So 000. And so it is already occupied because we already allocated the first one. So 8 bits will already occupied. So now see here. So remaining are empty here. 255, 255, 255 are empty. Here the first one is fixed here. So now see here the network. The first number 192.0.0.0. This one and this one. Okay, so these two are busy with the local works. The first number and this number. So any two numbers are fixed. Okay, so we are using. So see this. These many machines you can work. So you can count this one. It is not also countable. I think it is 16 crores. You can call 16 crores or 1 crore. Yes, 1 crore. 1 crore 67 lakhs machines you can work. Okay, so you can work with 1 crore 67 lakh 77,214 machines you can work. If you fix the first number, you can work with these many machines. Each machine have single IP. That means these IPs are available. So now you are fixing the second number. So say 168, and here you are giving the 16. So now calculate. Now see here, how many number of machines you can work? 65,534. 65,534 machines you can work. And if you fix the third one, say 35, here it will give 24 because 3 bits are occupied. So now you can work with 254 machines. Now if you fix the fourth number, say 65 and 32. Here you are able to work with only one machine. Clear? So this is very, very important concept you must understand before going to the VPC. You must and should understand this one. So why we are discussing this topic? Because you need to understand first how many number of machines you are going to launch in the environment. Okay, that is depends on the organization, how many number of machines you are going to launch. So based on that priority, you need to choose the proper IP range. Got it? Any doubts here? Doubts?
సార్ ఇన్ని ఐపీ అడ్రసెస్ బట్టి మనం ఇన్ని మిషన్స్ లాంచ్ చేస్తాం అంటున్నారు కదా, లాంచింగ్ అంటే ఏంటి? ఇక్కడ అన్ని మిషన్స్ మనం లాంచ్ చేయడం ఏంటి?
లాంచ్ చేయటము అంటే నథింగ్ బట్ క్రియేట్ చేయడం. ఫిజికల్ మెషిన్స్ ఉన్నాయి కదా, ఫిజికల్ మెషిన్స్ ని క్రియేట్ చేయడం. మనం నిన్న ఎగ్జాంపుల్ చెప్పాను మీకు ఏమని, ఒక లెటెస్ట్ టేక్ ఒక అప్లికేషన్ that is accessed by 100 customers. Suddenly the load is increased. So what you need to do? You need to scale the application so that the application should run in the 1000 servers. 1,000 machines, the same application should be run. So that means if you are purchasing the equipment and installation and launching the application, it is time-taking process. So that's why on that moment itself, you need to increase the number of machines. So depending on the size of that requirement, these machines should be scaled up. So based on the requirement,
అంటే మన అప్లికేషన్ ఏదైతే మనం డిప్లాయ్ చేస్తాం అది ఉందో క్లౌడ్ లో ఆ అప్లికేషన్ ని ఎన్ని నోట్స్ అట్ మ్యాక్స్ తీసుకోగలం అని చెప్పి మనం ఇక్కడ ఇస్తున్నాం సార్ ఇవి అంటే ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ అమెజాన్ యాప్ సార్ అమెజాన్ యాప్ ఉంది సార్ అమెజాన్ యాప్ ఉంది ఆ అమెజాన్ యాప్ నార్మల్ టైంలో 100% యూజ్ చేస్తున్నారు ఇప్పుడు ఏదో ఫెస్టివల్ టైంలో సమ్ 1 lakh కస్టమర్స్ అట్ టైం లాగిన్ అయ్యారు కాబట్టి మనం ఏంటంటే ఈ అప్లికేషన్ అమెజాన్ యాప్ ఏదైతే క్లౌడ్ లో ఉందో దాన్ని అట్ మ్యాక్స్ ఎంతమంది నోట్స్ అంటే ఇక్కడ ఫోన్స్ కానివ్వండి ఏదైనా కానీ ఇన్ని మిషన్స్ ఏమంటారు ఈ యాప్ యూజ్ చేసుకోవడానికి కంపాటబిలిటీ మనం ఇస్తున్నాం అంటే లోడ్ అంతేనా సార్?
అవును అంతే సేమ్ థింగ్.
కాబట్టి మనం ఇక్కడ 1 lakh అట్ మ్యాక్స్ 1 lakh కంటే ఎక్కువ రాదు కాబట్టి మనము 1 lakh IPs మనం వర్చువల్ గా క్రియేట్ చేయాలి ఇక్కడ అంతే కదా సార్?
Depends on the requirement. You need to choose the proper IP range. IP range.
Okay.
In the auto scaling topic, we are specifying the number, minimum, maximum, and normal. So we are giving that number. So, for example, if you are specifying the minimum as 2, maximum as 100, and normal as 5. So if there is no load, so they are scaled down to 2. If the load is high, then the auto scaling will be done. So then it will be launched to as 100 as per the requirement. Yes. Any doubts still in this concept? So now I'm going to launch the VPC. So if you want to search any service in the search box, you can search here. So VPC. So here you will get it. Or you can also search here in the services box. So all these are services. So these are EC2. We are using this EC2. Next, at the bottom we have VPC. So RDS is there, database. All these are database part. Networking side, we have term called VPC. So click on the VPC, or you can also search here VPC. So first, so see here all are 00. So there is no VPCs. So you need to understand each and every term here. That is very, very important. So before that, so as I said in the last class, you need to launch the machine in any region. So no need to, so I'm in India, so I need to launch in Mumbai. So it's not like that. You can go for North Virginia. So here by changing this region, okay, here you can launch the VPC. That's the flexibility you have. Okay, so here you can go for any Singapore location. So then simply changing the resources, changing the region, you can launch the machine. But one important point is, okay, the resources that are created in any one region, okay, those are belong to that region only. Okay, so actually this is one of the interview question. Okay, so if you are created some resources in one region, suddenly you are changing the other region. Okay, can you copy the same resources into the other region? So the question is asked. Okay, the answer is yes, we can do that. We can do that, but we have some processes there for that. Okay, that process I'll explain later, but the answer is yes. Okay, but mostly generally it is not simple copy paste. So we have some procedure for copying the entire resources from one region to another region. Okay, so I'm changing the location to Mumbai. This region, remember, this is region. So here click on the VPCs first. So on the left side also you can see the options. On the left side you have your VPCs, subnets, route tables, internet gateways. Okay, next elastic IPs, endpoints, so NAT gateways. You need to know all the terms here before launching the VPC. So now first here when you launch the VPC, VPC stands for virtual private cloud. That means you are launching a network. You are launching a network. You are creating a network. Okay, you are not creating the machine. You are creating a network first. Okay, first net after creating the network, then the machines which are attached to the networks. Okay, just compare with our examples in our local environment, say in the college itself. Okay, so in the college already the network is there. So as a new employee, when you join to the college, so that college network team assigning one IP to your laptop. Okay, that means network you need to create first. Then the machines should be created and you need to attach that network to the machine. Okay, so now click on the create VPC here. Click on the create VPC, you will get this screen. So give any name. So name tag. So you can give any name here. So you can give DevOps VPC. Okay. So this is very, very important. IPv4 CIDR block. So just now I explained, right? So this is called as CIDR block. So if you are blocking only the first number, you can use these many machines. If you are blocking the first two numbers, so you are using these many machines. If you are using these first three numbers are blocked, you can use these machines. So likewise here you need to specify the CIDR block. So by default it is showing 10.0.0.0 by 24. So can you tell me what is this mean? How many number of machines that are fixed here?
54.
Here first three numbers are fixed here. Okay, that means you can able to launch 254 machines. Okay, so but I just make it as 16 here for taking more number of machines. But I'm going to this address range. Okay, so I'm taking this second zone, so 10.0.0.0/16. That means with this CIDR block, I can launch these many machines. Why I'm choosing this number instead of this? So you can understand later after explaining this topic. So here I'm fixing the first two numbers. So don't think that 0, 0, 0, 0 means all four numbers are fixed. It's not like that. Okay, 0.0. So that's why we are specifying here /16. So /16 means only the first two numbers are fixed. So if you not given /16, so you cannot understand. So how many number of digits are fixed here? So that's why you need to specify here /16. So clicking on the info, you can get the information here. So you must specify an IPv4 address range for your VPC. So specify the IPv4 address range as a classless inter-domain routing, that is CIDR block. For example, so this number. So a CIDR block size must be between a /16 and /28. So that's why I'm taking this as /16. Next, IPv4 CIDR block. So this is not required. So we know that in our IPs are two types: IPv4, IPv6. IPv4 is nothing but the representation is like this. IPv6 is representation is hexadecimal numbers, that is not used in our India. Okay, so IPv6 is not used. IPv4 is only used in India, so that should be the IP range like this. Next one, so tenancy is default. It is like this, same as it is. So tags. If you want to give the tags, you can give. So this is automatically assigned. Whatever the name you have mentioned here, the same name it will be taken. So create VPC. So the first step is done. So you are just to create the VPC. Okay, but no network is attached yet. Okay, no network is attached. So now see here. So you are fixing the first two numbers. So fixing the first two numbers means you are able to launch 65,534 machines you can access. Okay. So listen carefully from here onwards. So 65,534 machines. Okay. So generally out of these 65,534 machines, some machines are available to the public. Okay. Some machines are available to public, and some machines are available to private. So why we need to available for public? Why we need to available for private? So generally there are three types of servers. One is web server, second one app server, and third one DB server. Okay. So web server. Web server means whatever the UI that you are accessing. Okay, whatever the UI that are accessing, that is called as web server. App server means where the application code is there. Application code is there, that server is called as app server. Next, DB server means database server. So we know that. So what is the database contain? It is contain the user information. Now see here. So the machines are launched. Machines are nothing but servers only. There is no difference between machine and a server. Both are same. Okay, out of 65,534 machines, okay, some are web servers, some are app servers, some are DB servers. Of three servers, so web server nothing but this is made to public access. This should be given to the public access. And application code, this should be private access. And DB server, that also be private access. So web server UI, that should be public access. That means, for example, you are taking a website called Amazon.com. Say in the example, Amazon.com. So if you click www.amazon.com, so what happened? You are getting one page. There you can see some options. Okay, you are able to see the UI. You are able to see the UI. UI page is visible to you. Okay, if that is made to the private access, then you are not able to see that page, right? So that's why this UI should be made to public access. Next, app server, application code, it should be in the private access. So what happened if it is made to public access? Whatever the code that is used by the Amazon.com, that is made public. The application code is visible to everybody. So anybody can hack this application. Okay, anybody can hack this application, can do some modifications in the code and create bugs. Hacking also will be there. So that's why this application code should be in the private access one. On a database, so this is most important. This should be always given to private access, because our information, user information, is stored in the database only. This should not be given to the public access. So application server, database server should be made into private access, whereas web server that is given to the public access. Therefore, when you launch a VPC with this particular IP range, so you can able to launch these number of machines. Okay, so out of these machines, some are available for public and some are available to private. Okay, so now see here, so our topic is starting with one point. So what is that one point? So here, let us take two machines. So these two machines are with a different IPs. It is very difficult to work with the two machines. Or if similarly we have 100 number of machines. So it is very difficult to work with such 100 machines which are having different IPs. Because all the machines are in different networks, not in the same network. So because of that, what we are doing, we are fixing the first two numbers here, and we are able to launch these many machines. Therefore, all these machines are in the same network. Okay. Therefore, it is very easy to identify. Okay, it's easy to identify, and you can easily work with the machines. That is the important point you must understand. Okay. So why we are going for this network? Okay, so now based on these different types of servers, so what happened? So these machines are divided into two groups. So 65,534 machines are divided into two groups. 65,534 machines means, so this IP range we can call 192.168, say x.x/24. This IP range is divided into two groups. Okay, now so this IP range is divided into two groups. Those groups are called as subnets. Okay, those groups are called as subnets. Example, let us take two subnets, subnet A and subnet B. So in subnet A, we have some number of machines. Those are private access. Those are given for private access. In subnet B, some machines are there. Those are given to public access. Okay, so in subnet A, we have some number of machines. Those are given for private access, and in subnet B, we have some number of machines that are given for public access. Now, what is the address range of these machines which are in the subnet A? I am representing that IP range as 192.168 and say 0.x/64. So that how many number of machines can I launch in the subnet A? It is 24. Anybody tell me? Here I am fixing the three numbers. I'm giving these machines to private access. Now can you tell me how many number of machines can I use here?
254 machines can be.
254 machines we can use. That means 254 machines which are connected for private access. Similarly, for public access, I am giving the IP range as 1.x/24. So here also total 254 machines are available. Understood? Here what I'm doing, first of all, I'm selecting one IP range as per the requirement. So that then out of these machines, some are given for private access, some are given for public access. Okay, so therefore I'm dividing these machines. So I'm dividing this IP range into two groups. So those groups are called as subnets. Those groups are called as subnets. Okay, so now based on this, I'm taking two subnets. So subnet A, subnet B. Not only two subnets, you can have multiple subnets. You can have multiple subnets. I'm taking only two here. Okay, because I'm total these many machines are available. Okay, out of these machines, I'm taking only few. 254 machines are given for private access, and 254 machines are given for public access. You can also change the number. It's not. It is as per the requirement only. So here I'm choosing these two subnets. Subnet A is given for private access. Subnet B is given for public access. That means the users which are accessing this subnet B, they can easily access the application. But the application which is there in this private access, that is not accessible to the users, because this this access is restricted. It is not for public. This is only for private. Okay. So mostly, as I said previously, application code and the database are placed in the are given for private access. The only UI, that is web server, is given for public access. Okay. So now subnets is created. Now after that, so now what happened? Whenever the user is click on that application or click on any service, he should be reached to that service. Okay, for example, he opened the Amazon.com and he click on the mobiles. Then what should be done? That service should be routed. Okay, that service should be routed. Okay, whenever he click the mobiles, therefore on the screen you are able to see the mobile services on the screen. Okay, so for that you need to give the access. You need to give the gateways. Okay, you need to give the gateways. So there are two types of gateways. One is internet gateway. Second one, NAT gateway. Okay, so as I said previously, so out of these machines, I'm giving for some machines I'm giving private access, for some machines I'm giving the public access. So if in order to provide the public access, so we need to connect the machines to this gateway. Okay, so if the machines are connected to the internet gateway, then public access is enabled. Public access is enabled. Okay, if the machines are connected to NAT gateway, so then the private access is enabled. That means there is no public access when you are attaching the subnet to this NAT gateway. For example, see here subnet A here is private access. Subnet B here it is public access. So here subnet A you need to give the NAT gateway. For subnet B you need to give the internet gateway. So this is a next step. The first step is you need to create this CIDR block, that is you already done. Second step is you need to create the subnets. And third step is you need to create the gateways. And the fourth step is you need to create the routetables. Routetables. That means you need to map. Okay, you need to map the public IP range. You need to map this public IP range to this internet gateway. You need to map this public IP range to this internet gateway. And so this IP range should be mapped to this NAT gateway. Okay, so I'll show one screenshot. You can understand clearly. Here. So this is the network. So that is what we are created. So 10.0.0./16. That is we are created. CIDR block. So let us take subnet A, that is private, subnet B, that is public here. Okay, so we are created these two subnets also. So with this IP range, so see here 10.0.0.0/24, 10.0.1.0/24. So this is private, this is public. Next, we are creating the two gateways, IZW, nothing but internet gateway, and one more NZW NAT gateway. So if you observe here, so whenever the subnet is connected to IZW, internet gateway, anybody can access the application. Anybody can access the application because this is connected to public. This is available for public. Okay, so and NAT gateway, that is connected to private from the public. So see here, this is a NAT machine, NAT. Here, this is the NAT gateway. There is a NAT machine that is there in the public subnet, and that is connected to the private subnet. So by using NAT gateway. So this is not accessible to the users. This is not accessible to the users. Okay. So for your easy understand purpose, I will say one example. Okay, let us take one home is there. Okay, or one office is there. Let us take one office. So that office is visible to everybody from outside. Okay, from outside the office is visible to everybody. But if you want to go to internally, okay, so that is no permissions will be there, right? So nobody will be allowed to view the office. Only who are working in that office are only some few people, okay, can able to access that rooms in the particular cabin. So that means let us take this is an office. I'm saying only example for understanding purpose. Okay, so this is an office. These are outside users, so they are just seeing this office, so they don't know the internally what is there here. Okay, so that means the end users are cannot access this local rooms, okay, in the office, because this is made private. This is made private. Okay, if you want to if they want to visit that, so first they need to come to this public. Okay, so in practical generally they take the permission from here and they need to visit this one, but practically that is in with respect to this network concept, that is not possible. So the users which are connected to internet gateway are not able to see the private network, private subnet. Okay, only the NAT gateway connected machines can only access this one. Okay, so I'll show with this example. So here we are created the VPC part. So these are the 4 steps you need to remember. The first step is you need to create the CIDR block. The first point. The first step is you need to create the CIDR block. Second step is you need to create the subnets. Third step is you need to create the gateways. And the fourth step is you need to create the route tables. So we are already done with the first one. So CIDR block is over. Okay, so you need to practice number of times so that you can get an idea. So after the creation of VPC, so see here we have some flow is there. First one, we have created the VPC. So next, click on the subnets. So here, create subnet. Click on the create subnet. So give. So see here, it is VPC ID. It is asking VPC ID. That means under which IPC you want to create the subnets. If you have multiple VPCs, you need to select the proper VPC here. Okay, if you have multiple VPCs in your organization, so you need to select the proper VPC here. But here, as of now, we have only one VPC. Just we are selecting this VPC. So it is automatically showing the CIDR block. Now, so see here subnet settings here. So give the subnet name, any name. So so as we are saying that subnet 1 is private, right? So private subnet, you can call private subnet. So availability zone. So this is very important point. So this is region. All these are regions. In each and every region, we have 2 to 3 availability zones. That means availability zone means it is the zone at which data centers are available. Okay. So currently I'm in Mumbai region. Okay. In Mumbai region, so see here, you are able to see 3 zones. In 3 places, you have the data centers. Okay, in 3 places, you have the data centers. So Asia Pacific, Mumbai, AP South 1A, AP South 1B, AP South 1C. So 3 zones are available. Okay, you can select at least 2 zones. Okay, why we need to select at least 2 zones? Okay, let us take a scenario. We have one application is there. Okay, along with so database is there, and so web server is there. So if you launch these things only in one region and in one zone, so what happened? Okay, if any one of the servers go down, the application is not accessible to the end user. Okay, if you place the same application, in 2 zones, so what happened? If one zone goes down, the other zone will work. Therefore, the application will be continuously available to the customers. Not the point. That's why you need to create the subnets at least in 2 zones. So here we have 3 zones are available: 1A, 1B, 1C. Okay, you need to select at least one zone. So say 1A. Okay, I am taking the private subnet in zone 1A. That means the database or application server, I am placing them in 1A. The same thing you can place in 1B also, because for security purpose, if 1A zone goes down, okay, the application will go down, entire application is go down. That's why if the same private subnet is in another zone, then even one zone goes down, the other zone is up and running. Therefore, the application is available to the customers. So now see here IPv4 CIDR block. So now, as I mentioned clearly in the previous section, this entire CIDR block is divided into 2 subnets: subnet A, subnet B. Subnet A is private access, and we are giving this IP. And subnet B, public access, we are giving this CIDR block. So that means, so here I'm giving the CIDR block as 10.0.0.0/16. Got it? So I am mentioned here. So the same example here. So in place of 192.168, you can take 10. You can get the same idea. 10.0.0. This one /16. So here, sorry, here it is 24, not 16. 24. So here the name is already is there, private and subnet. So now create subnet. So you are created one subnet. So in the private subnet. Now create one more. Create one more subnet. So to connect and give the VPC here. So here you can give the public subnet. Public subnet. So this public subnet I'm taking in zone 1B. The public subnet I'm taking in the zone 1B. So here I'm giving the CIDR block as so 10.0. For example, if you take 0.0/16, it is sorry /24, it is throwing error. If you create the VPC, so see here it is throwing error. Why? This IP range is already allocated for private subnet. Okay, this IP range is already allocated for private subnet. So that's why you need to change the IP. So here 192.168.1.x. Therefore, here you need to give 1.0. Create subnet. Now you are created the two subnets. You are created the
Master, sir.
two subnets. Yes.
సార్ ఇక్కడ మనం అవైలబుల్ అని చెప్పేసి అంటుంది కదా, అవైలబుల్ జోన్ అది సెకండరీ అంటున్నాం కదా, ప్రైమరీ ఎక్కడ మనం చూపించదు సార్.
ఏది ప్రైమరీ?
మనం ఇక్కడ లైక్ బ్యాకప్ డేటా సెంటర్ సెలెక్ట్ చేసుకుంటున్నాం కదా, అంటే సబ్నెట్ క్రియేట్ చేసేటప్పుడు అక్కడ మనం సెలెక్ట్ చేసుకునేది సెకండరీ డేటా సెంటర్ కదా, మరి ప్రైమరీ డేటా సెంటర్ చూపించదు సార్ ఎక్కడ అంటే 1A 1B అని సెలెక్ట్ చేసుకుంటున్నాం కదా, అది సెకండరీ కదా.
There is no primary, there is no secondary data center. We are calling them as zones. 1A, 1B, 1C. Okay, you can create, you cannot keep both private and public in the same zone for security purpose. So that's why the database should be in one zone and this web server should be another zone. Okay.
So correct sir. Okay sir. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ప్రైవేట్ అనుకుంటున్నాము, ప్రైవేట్ సబ్నెట్ క్రియేట్ చేసేటప్పుడు మనకు జోన్ సెలెక్ట్ చేసుకొని అడుగుతుంది కదా, అది మనం సెలెక్ట్ చేసుకునేది అది బ్యాకప్ కోసం కదా, లైక్ ఆల్రెడీ మనము క్రియేట్ చేసినది ఒకవేళ డౌన్ అయిందంటే ఇది అన్నట్టుగా సెకండ్ అంటున్నాం కదా.
మీరు క్రియేట్ చేసింది ఓన్లీ ఒక జోన్ ఉన్నాయి సార్. సో ప్రైవేట్ సబ్నెట్ ఈజ్ ఇన్ వన్ జోన్. Okay, so private subnet, you are just you are not taken any backup here. Here just you are created only one thing, only one zone. If you want to create one more, so create here, so go to here and create say private subnet. Subnet you can take backup, you can call that backup. Okay, so and assign the same, you can give any one of the zone. So you can give, already the private is given here 1A. You can give the same in 1B because in 1B there is no private, right? So here you can give the IP range. So
ప్రైవేట్ పబ్లిక్ రెండు కూడా ఒకటే ఉండాలి కదా సార్, 1A ఉంటే ప్రైవేట్ పబ్లిక్ కూడా 1A ఉండాలి. ఒకవేళ 1B సెలెక్ట్ చేసుకున్నామంటే ప్రైవేట్ కి పబ్లిక్ కూడా 1B ఉండాలి, అంతే కదా సార్?
In the same zone you can keep private and public. Private and public, you can keep both. The zone one you can create. So here we have let's take here what are the zone here 1A, here 1A 1B 1C is there sir. So in the zone 1A you can keep private, you can give public. So next in the zone 1B, zone 1B you can give private, give public. I'm explaining clearly sir.
ప్రైవేట్ 1A పబ్లిక్ 1B లో పెట్టలేదు.
Also
okay, okay.
The zone 1C also we can give private, public. So if we take the IP range of this one as 10.0.0.0/24. So for this, so it should be 1.0.1.24. Now in the zone 1B, here what is the IP become? Here 0 1 already over. So next you need to give 2. Here you need to give 3. Here you need to give 4. Here you need to give 5. What happened now? The application and database is available in all the zones. Zone 1A, zone 1B, zone 1C. In all the zones, application is available. Okay, if any one zone is go down, the remaining two zones will be serviced under service. Therefore, the application will be access to all the people. Got it? Here, the only difference is you need to change this CIDR range. Under Mumbai region, we have 3 zones. Under a different region, we have some other zones will be there. Okay, so depending on that, you can choose. But so you need to understand the differences. So you can keep both private and public in single zone, but that is not secure, because if this zone goes down, then what happened? The application is not accessible to the customers. That's why we are keeping the same application in multiple zones. Therefore, if any one zone go down, the remaining 2 zones will serve the users. Clear? Okay, let me complete this part. So here I'm creating only one part, sir. So in your example, you can create like this. In your practice, you can create like this. So now the second step is over now. So we are created. First one is done. Second one, subnet is done. Third one, we need to create the gateways. So we have 2 gateways. One is internet gateway. So click on the internet gateway to create internet gateway. So here give any name. So say public, because internet gateway is for public access. So IGW. Okay, IGW means any name you can give, not only single name. Public IGW. So here name is optional, so this tag is optional. So create internet gateway. It's simple to create. And here very important point, after creating the public internet gateway, you should attach to this VPC. Here it is showing the following internet gateway created. You can now attach a VPC to enable the VPC to communicate with the internet. Okay, so attach to the VPC. So which VPC you want to attach? We have only one VPC here. So DevOps VPC. So attach internet gateway. Now internet gateway is available. Okay, internet gateway, that means users can access with the internet. Users can access with the internet. So now internet gateway is now created. Internet gateway is now created. Next one, NAT gateway you need to create. So remember, so very important point here. Okay, by the using of internet gateway, no charges are applicable. No charges are applicable. But for using the NAT gateway, charges will be applicable. Charges will be applicable. So this is unavoidable. It should be. Okay, because internet gateway is free, but NAT gateway is not free. So why we need to use NAT gateway? Why we need to use NAT gateway? Because as I mentioned, right, we need to give the public access, we need to give the private access. Okay, so in order to give the private access, we must and should use NAT gateway. Okay, if you use the internet gateway for this database and application, then it is not secure. That's why NAT gateway should be applied. Okay, and by using of the NAT gateway, charges will be applicable. Okay, so how to create NAT gateway? So here we have an option here. Click on the NAT gateway to create NAT gateway. So here give any name. So we can write private NAT gateway NGW. So which subnet we need to give here? So we need to give the public subnet. So see here, select a subnet in which to create NAT gateway. So here we need to give the public subnet. We are not give to the private subnet. Why? Because I have told one example here, right? Okay, so this NAT gateway, the NAT machine is available in the public machine. Okay, this NAT gateway is available in the NAT machine is available in the public subnet. Therefore, you need to give the public subnet details here for creating the private NAT gateway. Okay, so here connectivity types, select a connectivity. So you are using the, so here connectivity is nothing but it should be private connectivity. So private NAT gateway traffic cannot reach the internet. So see here, if you are using the NAT gateway, the traffic cannot reach the internet. So what you need to do? So we need to give the IP. So for here also we need to take one point. For every machine we have two IPs. For every machine we have two IPs. One is public IP, second one private IP. Public IP and private IP, where private IP is the actual IP of the machine. This is the actual IP that is not changing. It is fixed one. For a machine, this IP is fixed. But for public IP, that is changing. Changing when the machine is restarts. Okay, public IP is restart. When the machine is restarts, this IP will be changed. When the IP is changed, it is very difficult to work with that machine. Okay, if the IP is changed, so you are giving that IP configuration in somewhere else, but the machine is restarted. When the machine is restarted, what happened? The IP of that machine is changed. Therefore, you are not able to connect with that machine because IP is changed. Therefore, so to make the IP of the machine constant, we need to give elastic IP. Okay, you need to give elastic IP. So what is elastic IP? Elastic IP is the public IP that is constant even the machine restart. It is the public IP of a machine that is constant even the machine restart. So therefore here you need to allocate elastic IP. So see here, this IP is allocated. Okay, this IP is allocated. So now here one more important point. So this is elastic IP that is allocated here. After click on this one. So now name that is automatically assigned. So create NAT gateway. So now NAT gateway is successfully created. NAT gateway is now successfully created. So now here two important points you must understand. The first one is NAT gate. By the using of NAT gateway, charges will be applicable. And second important point, elastic IP. Okay, by using the elastic IP, no charges will be there. By using the elastic IP, no charges will be applicable. But when you release the IP, charges applicable. Okay, what is meant by release? So here you are allocating the IP, right? You are allocating the IP. Okay, so see here, when you go to the elastic IPs here, so here we have an option called elastic IPs. One IP that is allocated here. Okay, so if you are not attaching this IP to any machine, so then the charges will be applicable. So for that, what you need to do, this IP should be assigned. So here this option is there, right? Allocate elastic IP. So click on this. Allocate IP address. Okay. So here allocate. So option is allocate. Now elastic IP allocated successfully. So now there are no charges applicable. So and in next, if you release elastic IP here, So if your work is done, you are releasing this elastic IP. If you release this elastic IP and you need to delete this elastic IP, otherwise charges will be there. Huge charges will be applicable on this elastic IP part. So that's why you need to more careful on this elastic IP and NAT gateway point of view. Okay, once again, I'm just giving some warning on these two cases. Okay, by using the NAT gateway, charges will be applicable. By using elastic IP, so no charges applicable, but when you release the IP, charges will be applicable. Okay, so now here you are created the internet gateway and you are created the NAT gateway. So third step is done. And the last step, fourth step is, so you need to create the route tables. So click on the route tables. So see here by default you are it is showing one route table. So this is a default route table. So even though if you want to delete this one, so this is not deleted. So see here, it cannot be deleted because this is a default one. So now for this create a route table. So name tag, you can give any name for this. You can so route table 1. You can give route table 1 as a name. To give the VPC. So here it is showing a default so DevOps VPC that you have created. So add a tag. If you want, you can add the tag or you can ignore this one. So give a name, this one, and here this is give the name route table 1. Create. So name tag is already has value. So to change the in this one. Already there that with the name. So just create that route table here. So close one. So here you have two subnets. You need to create the two route tables. So route table 1 and route table 2. So route table. So you have given route table 2. So give the VPC here. So create this one. So next close this one. So now you have created the two route tables. So here you can change the name here. Just click on here, just change the name here. So now route table 1, route table 2. So now select the route table 1 here. So just drag this one. You need to attach these route tables to the gateways, whatever you create to the gateways, right? So for that. So now for this here, click on the routes. So here edit routes, click on this edit routes. So add route. So I am allowing all the traffic. I'm allowing all the traffic. Okay, so here this is route table 1 is for, let us take internet gateway. It is for internet gateway that is already created, right? So public internet gateway. So it is already that will be coming when you create the internet gateway. So save routes. So here save routes. Here .0.0.0. The target is internet gateway only. Public internet gateway will be here. Some it is already allocated here. So route table 1. So see here, it is already allocated. So now after allocating these routes, so click on the subnets association. So edit subnet associations. So here you need to select which one you are allowing. So here route table 1 is for internet gateway. So now click on this one. So this is a public. Therefore select this one and save. So now route table 1 is completed. Now similarly do for route table 2. So click the route table 2 first, select the routes. So edit routes, add route, to give the name, range 0.0.0.0 slash this one. Here you need to give the NAT gateway. So NAT gateway here it is given. So now save routes. So routes are saved here. Now after this routes, so go to the subnet associations. So edit subnet associations. So here you need to select private. So save here. So now the routes are completed and the VPC also completed. This is the way of doing the VPC. Okay, just to follow the steps. So first you need to create the VPC with CIDR block with this. And after that, you need to create the subnets, 2 subnets. And after that, you need to create the gateways, internet gateway, NAT gateway. So remember, for creating the NAT gateways, charges will be there. And for and last step, you need to create the route tables. For every subnet, you need to create one route table. Here we have 2 subnets, so you need to create 2 route tables. Here you need to create route table 1, route table 2. Route table 1 is for private access. Okay, whatever it may be, the public. Here we are giving the public access, no problem. So we can give public access. Here we are giving in our example. So if this is for public access, means you need to connect the internet gateway. So if it is route table 2 is for private access, then you should be connected to NAT gateway. It is for private access. So for private access, you need to connect the NAT gateway. Okay. So once this routing is completed, then the process is done. So now VPC is created. Okay, so I'll give you the procedure how you can do the routes. Okay, how you create the VPC. Okay, so tomorrow you practice this at your homes or at your offices. Okay, I will drop the procedure. Okay, in the WhatsApp group. Okay, so practice this one. So this is a very basic step and very important step for creation of EC2 instance. Okay, without this VPC creation, you cannot work in the real time. It's a very, very important and basic task, the primary task, the creation of VPC. So during this procedure, any doubts, you can ask me. Here, first you need to create the VPC. To create VPC, so give the name. So give the CIDR block. Okay. So next, create VPC. Okay. So next, go back here. Second one, subnets. So create subnet 1. So attach the VPC. So next, give the name for subnet. Say private subnet or public subnet, your wish. Availability zone, as I explained right here, 3 availability zones. So based on that, you can give availability zones and create. So give the CIDR block, a very, very important one. Okay, so create subnet and again create one more subnet. Create one more subnet like this. So this is the second point. Third point is creating the gateways. So create the internet gateway. So click on the internet gateway. Okay, so create internet gateway. So next step is creating the NAT gateway. So to create the NAT gateway, so give the name here, the name of your NAT gateway. Here select the subnet. So here the subnet should be public, not the private, because this NAT machine is available in the public subnet. Therefore, you need to give the public subnet IP, so public subnet address. why here that machine you supposed to give the public. So on connectivity type is here public. So you are giving the public subnet here. So make the public. So but whenever you are using the public subnet, the IP will be changes whenever the machine is restarts. Therefore, you need to allocate the elastic IP. So remember, by allocating the elastic IP, okay, by using the elastic IP, you are not charged. You are not charged. But when you release the elastic IP, you will be charges. Okay, so I will show the procedure how to release that one also. So now I'm going to delete the VPC. So here, so the third step is done. I will show the fourth step. After that, I can delete the process. Okay, so Routetable. So create the route tables. We have two subnets are there, right? So you need to give two route tables. So give the tag any name here, attach the VPC and create VPC. After creating the VPC, after creating the route tables, so click on the route table one. Here, click on the routes at the bottom. Okay, so edit routes. So here you need to allow all the traffic. Okay, any IP, from any IP, you can able to access the application. That is the meaning of this 0.0.0.0/0. What is this meaning? Whatever the IP it is, you are able to access the application. That is the meaning of this IP. If you are using this IP, only the IP range, which is starting from 10 dot only, can able to access the machine. For example, if your machine IP is 192.168. something something, then you are not able to access the application which is having the IP of 10.0.0.0. Okay, that's why you need to allow the traffic such that any IP can able to access the application. That is very, very important point. Okay, so now click on the add route. So add this one. So whenever you are giving the internet gateway, so it is showing this one. Okay, save route. So next one, click on the subnet associations. Okay, you need to associate the subnet because for every route for every subnet you need to create one route table, right? Therefore, you need to give the route table one public subnet, right? So edit subnet associations. So select the public one here. Or if you're using a private as a route table one, so give the private here. Okay, so similarly repeat for this route table 2. Okay, repeat the same for route table 2. Click on the routes and here also allow the traffic for all. Use the NAT gateway here, save routes. Here subnet associations. Okay, so edit subnet associations and select the private one. That's it. So this is the process of creating VPC. Now, how to delete the VPC, the last step. So it is as simple as just a reverse operation. Okay, it is just a reverse operation. Whatever you have created, okay, as per the order, you need to follow the reverse order. So doing the deletions. So first I'm going to delete the elastic IP. So here I'm going to delete the elastic IP. So here I'm going to delete. Okay. So see here is release elastic IP. So before that, you need to associate the elastic IP. Otherwise, it is throwing error. Okay, it is not throwing error. It will be charges. It will be chargeable. Okay, you need to create the associate. Okay, so here you need to create the instance. Here, not instance is not created, right? So if any instance is created, you need to allot that IP. Okay, so here this elastic IP is not associated. Therefore, this will be chargeable. If you are showing this type of message, this associate elastic IP, if this IP is not associated, then you will be get charged. Okay, so that's why you need to do release elastic IP address. Please click on this. So here, click on this. So first you need here this IP is already associated previously. First, you need to disassociate. So disassociate. So click on disassociate. Because this is already allotted for other one. That's why this is not disassociated. So for that, what we need to do, so go to the NAT gateway first. You can delete this one. So click on this. So delete NAT gateway. So here, type, confirm the deletion, type delete in the field. So type delete here, delete. So NAT gateway is deleted. So see here the status is deleted. So after some time, this NAT gateway is deleted. It's taking some time for deletion. Go to the internet gateways. Select the internet gateway. So detach from VPC first. You need, as you were attached right previously, now into detach from VPC. Because we need to unmap that one. Just click on this. So try to delete subnet. So type delete here. Subnet is deleted. Second subnet. I'm going to delete. Subnets are deleted. Now go to this route tables. So delete the route tables. So select the route table. Click on the actions. So delete route table. So this route table is deleted. And check this one. So delete route table. So this is also deleted. The default one. This is you cannot delete. Now go to this elastic IPs. So here now this associate. Now elastic IP is released. Now there are no elastic IPs. Okay, so if in this way you need to release the elastic IP, or if you keep the elastic IPs like this, and if you not associated this elastic IPs, you will be get charged. If it is attached associated to any machine, then no charges will be applicable. But whenever this elastic IP is not associated, then you will be charged. You need to check once again any other is pending. So we have deleted subnets, we have deleted route tables. So these are default route tables, so we cannot do anything from that. Internet gateways, that is deleted. So here it is not deleted yet. So detached from VPC. So now it is detached. Now we can delete internet gateway. Here, delete. Internet gateway is deleted. Check for any elastic IPs are there. So no elastic IPs. Check for NAT gateways. So no NAT gateways. So here one, so it is deleted. So see here, the status is it is deleted. Now go to the VPC. So you have one VPC. Just select this one and delete VPC. The VPC is deleted. No VPC. Okay, so this is the way to create the VPC and delete the VPC. So see here, all are showing 0, 0. So this will be disappear after some time. But there are no charges for this, even though it is showing like this, but it is deleted, right? So no charges will be there. Okay, so this is the process of creating VPC. Okay, so do practice at your home. So if you have any doubts, so tomorrow you can ask me.